because right now the market is actually full of opportunities, then what can you do with it? You want to start to take action, right? And if you're wondering where exactly can you take action, I will be sharing with you some of the action steps that you can actually immediately start right away, even as a complete beginner, or even though you have been investing for quite some time. These are certain action steps that I've been taking over the years as well. And I think that this is something that is extremely useful. So I hope that from this, you will get more clarity and the step-by-step guidance that you need to really time to seize the opportunities in the right way, very safely. So can everybody type action in the chat, okay? Action. Great, fantastic. Okay, so now, first of all, okay, just to let you know, okay, once again, because when it comes to investing, at the end of the day, right, whose responsibility is this? Is it your responsibility to your own money, or is it my responsibility? Whose responsibility? You or me? You or me? Okay, very good. It's everyone, we have to be responsible of our own money, right? So that's why it's so important that even though as I was going through with you my own action plan, what am I personally doing, all this, it's very important you understand exactly why you are doing this, right? And once again, right, all the content here shared, it's really for educational purposes. It's not an investment advice. So you should really think through whatever things that I'm going to share with you and see for yourself whether it is something suitable for you. If it's not suitable, it's totally okay. You don't have to act right away. But if you felt that whatever things that I'm going to share with you, it's a risk that you're willing to take, because when it comes to investing, everything has risk, right? Because especially with a volatile market like this, there will be risk involved. You want to make sure you are willing to bear the risk and act on it, right? Okay, I think that's the most important thing. So can everybody type M in the chat? Okay, M stands for managing. You need to make sure you learn to manage your money. You need to make sure you learn to manage your risk, and then that's how you are able to manage your portfolio as well. Okay, so whatever things that I'm going to share with you will be my own personal opinions. It doesn't represent anyone else's opinion. It's just my own experience, and I hope that you will find it useful and you can see what you can do from it as well. Okay, thank you. Very good. Yeah, you ongoing tariff, thank you so much. Okay, now let's get started. As we can see, right, the market has been pretty volatile recently. A lot of you guys has been feeling it, right? You can see that the market has dropped, like even just the S&P 500 index itself, it dropped over 7% in the last 1 month. And if you are investing in the tech sector, for example, if you are investing in the Nasdaq 100, right, that drop even more, because usually tech is even more volatile as compared to the general S&P 500 market, right? So how many of you can feel the heat right now in your portfolio from whatever that's happening in the market? Your portfolio is feeling the heat. If you are feeling the heat, can you type H in the chat? How many of you are feeling some heat? Okay, wow, very hot. The room is getting hotter right now. Okay, you're all feeling the heat. Okay, same thing. Okay, my portfolio is also feeling the heat. So now, with the heat ongoing, right? Remember, like I mentioned earlier, if you have been following me, I've been doing market update pretty consistently, like every quarter or so. So the last time that I did this market update was about 2 months ago, technically about 3 months, right? During like the beginning of the year, or like end of last year, right? So during that time, I shared about what can potentially cause a market meltdown, okay? Because if you still remember back then, the market was still generally very bullish. There was a small pullback, but not as grave as what we are seeing and experiencing right now. So how many of you can still remember what could potentially cause a market meltdown during that time? What did I say? Anyone remember what is that very important S word that I mentioned during the latest market update that I did just a few months ago that can potentially cause the market up down? Anyone remember? Well, no one remember. Great. War. Okay. S word. Okay. Sentiment. Okay. Getting there. Okay. That is stagflation. All right. Yes. Okay. Some of you are getting it. I still remember, right? Which stagflation has to do with the interest rate, has to do with the inflation rate and everything. So now, and stagflation is actually worse than inflation, right? Because it's like three things happening at the same time that cause stagflation. The first thing is, if the inflation remain high or continue to increase, then it's a sign of worry, right? But most importantly is, even though the inflation is high, but if the economy is doing well, the unemployment rate is low, then there's no problem, right? Because there was a period of time that inflation rate was very high, but the economy was booming. So it was totally okay. However, the reverse can also be true, right? Because if the inflation is very high, but the unemployment rate increase, that means more and more people are not getting their jobs or getting out of jobs. And because of that, the economic growth slows down. This could be the sign of stagflation. And let's look at some of the stats that support whether or not is stagflation coming, and how should we be preparing ourselves during this period of uncertain time. Now, the first thing is, some of you are already pretty familiar with the news where Donald Trump has been really bugging many different countries with his tariffs. He's raising the tariffs for Canada, like for China and Mexico and all this, right? So when tariffs increase, right, goods become more expensive. Because at the end of the day, the companies will not be the one that absorb all the tariffs. They will pass down to consumers, right? So consumers like you and me eventually will feel the heat as tariffs continue to increase, right? And as you can see, right, previously during November, when we did our previous round of market update, we saw that the November 2024, the inflation rate at that time was 2.7%. Okay, so now let's take a look at a few months down the road, what happened to the inflation rate? Because if it continues to increase, then that means the inflation is pretty persistent. And right now, okay, this is what's happening right now. Okay, in February 2025, it's 2.8%. So like I said, right, there is a small uptick in inflation. And if you still remember, February has not been the month where tariffs started to roll out, Donald Trump started to make all those announcements. So by March or by April, when new data continue to be released, maybe this number will continue to increase, right? It's highly possible. What do you guys think? If you think that the inflation might uptick from here, will continue to increase from here, can you type I in the chat? If you think so, type I stands for increase, okay? However, if you felt that, oh, wow, the inflation rate probably is going to be pretty stable, not going to increase anymore, then you can type S, okay? S stands for stable. Let me know. Okay, his policy is always swinging, right? Okay, so some of you think that, okay, it's going to increase. Some of you don't think so much, okay, might be, all right, but maybe the policy might get reversed again. Who knows, okay? But based on the science right now, it does look like if the tariffs do go through, well, the inflation rate is more likely to increase. And that's why the Fed is also holding on to the interest rate, right? They are not cutting it as aggressively as they used to be because they are also monitoring the situation, right? So then go with whatever Chloe Sensei say. Thank you, arigato. Okay, but once again, be responsible with your own money. Okay, this is where education comes in. Okay, so now that is the first thing. We look at the inflation rate, and now let's look at the unemployment rate. And this is the past 2-year record of unemployment. So guys, can you tell me, is the trend going up or going down? Uptrend or downtrend? For unemployment rate, is it going uptrend or downtrend? What do you think? Yeah, exactly. Very obvious, right? It's been slowly inching up. Okay, the good news is it's not drastic. If it's drastic, then I think that's where the market will get even more scary, right? But you can see there are signs that unemployment rate is slowly creeping up. And if you look at the historical pattern, okay, let's not just look at 2 years. If you look at the past 10 years, what is happening as compared to historical data. So during COVID time, obviously that was a time where unemployment shot up, right? Because of the pandemic, the lockdown and everything. So there was a spike. And then after that, the US government did a very good job in like cutting down all its interest rate, and then like trying to boost productivity, rejuvenate the economy, and that's how there's a lot more jobs being provided afterwards. And then the companies are also doing very well due to COVID. That those companies that evolve with time, they expanded quickly, and that's how they also hire a lot and end up over hiring. Right, we saw so many news tech company now slashing their headcount because they kind of overhired the previous 2 years. Right, so now after the spike, it started to inch down. It actually dropped down very quickly, and now it's slowly creeping up. Right, so if you compare the historical data point like here to around this area right now, okay, I would say that right now we are kind of like going back the time where around like 2018 period, okay, around this level. Right, so but one thing that is slightly more disturbing for me is in the past it's slowly creeping down, right, but right now it's slowly creeping up. Right, how many of you can see this gentle slope? If you can see that, right, can you type me in the chat? Right, the gentle slope of slowly creeping up, rather than back then it was a better trend, like it's slowly creeping down. Right, so that's why it could be another sign that you should be slightly more careful, because this could be the beginning of the signal of stagflation. Okay, this could be one of the signal by looking at the unemployment rate as well. Now let's take a look at another thing. Okay, let me clear all this as well. Clear all drawing, then we clear all. How come I cannot clear? Okay, never mind. Okay, great. Okay, now next, let's look at the economic growth rate, right? This is where the GDP growth rate actually comes in. Now, when you look at this, I think there is some sign of relief, because despite the fact that there is slightly more unemployment rate, the inflation continue to remain very stagnant, like consistently high, but the GDP growth rate is still decent. Okay, why do I say it's decent? In a way that you can see it's still growing about over here about 2.8% around there. And I compared these few quarters to some of the quarters that appeared like a few years ago. Actually, the numbers all look pretty consistent. And in fact, these few quarters also are performed slightly better than some of the quarters that happened in the past few years, right? So in a way, I think GDP wise is still relatively stable. So nothing too much alarming happening right now. Okay, how many of you can follow and understand what I say? If you can follow and understand, can you type U in the chat? Good. All right. So we look at 3 different factors so far to see whether do you think that right now could this be the sign of stagflation coming back? Well, what do you guys think? With inflation rate remain to be relatively persistent, and then at the same time, unemployment slowly creeping up, but GDP seems to be doing still decent. So do you think stagflation is around the corner? Yes or no? What do you think? Yes or no? Let me know. What do you think? Yes or no? AY say no. Okay. Some of you say yes. Some of you say don't know. Okay. So frankly, I think nobody truly know whether is stagflation coming or not. So that's why it's very important for us to, stay nimble in this kind of market situation. And whether or not at the end of the day, I think whether the stagflation do come or not, it should not affect your long-term investment game plan. How many of you agree that your long-term goal is to actually continue to be buying, especially when the market drop to a good price? How many of you agree? If you agree, can type A in the chat. Right, so that is why I think that like news like this and data like this, sometimes if you look too much, you might end up paralyzing yourself. right? You're thinking like, oh my God, then maybe the market is going to drop some more. Maybe I should hold and all this, right? Don't buy, don't take any action, or some of you might end up selling, right? So I think it's very important for you to detach yourself from all these data sometimes and really look at what is your long-term objective. If your long-term objective is to know that the economy will continue to prosper 10 years, 20 years down the road, then short-term noises like this should not be paralyzing you, right? Short-term noises like this should not be affecting you. And you should look at the long term, and that long-term goal will give you much more clarity. All right. So that's why right now, okay, let's go into the market and look at some of the technical levels for yourself to see whether could this be a good time to enter, or maybe could this be a good time to exit. Okay, but once again, right, make sure you are understanding the thought process behind it. It's never a buy or sell recommendation, and you should be responsible for your own money. Okay, how many of you agree with me that responsibility is important? If you agree, can type R in the chat. Great. Okay, so now let me just share screen on my trading view screen. And later on, right, once you understand slightly more about the market, then you will be able to know, oh, whether what should you be doing right now and how to hands-on, right? Later on, there will be a hands-on section where I will be using Webull to demonstrate. And in fact, Webull right now, together with Money Smart, they are launching some really, really good promotional bonuses. Like when you open an account and you fund certain amount of money, they will even give you free cash, or even like free gift like iPad, iPhone, and all this. And that's why I think it's such a good deal that I think all of you guys should be aware of. But before I share with you all those good deals, let's look into the market first. Okay, so how many of you are ready to look at the market? If you are ready, can you type me in the chat? Great. All right. So now, the first thing that you want to do is, this is just the S&P 500 index, right? So SPX, it represents basically the US top 500 companies index, right? So as you can see, right, if I just remove these two lines first, what I did was I added the 50 EMA, the 100 EMA, as well as the 200 EMA inside the chart to see what are some of the good support level, right? And this is a 5-year chart. Can everybody type 5-year in chat? Okay, so this is a 5-year chart. And obviously you can see in the long run, I mean, even though despite of the pullback that we had, actually there was a bear market, right? About 3 years ago, right? Despite of the fact, in the end, it still went up, right? Which is exactly what happened. So right now we are seeing like another small pullback. And how much has the pullback been? The pullback has been around like 9%, right? So if you see this, anyone knows how to use the 3 EMA? If you know how to use, can you type yes? If you are completely new to this, can you type new in the chat? Okay. Okay, so some of you are new. Fantastic. Then you will know, wow, you can actually start implementing this because it's something very, very useful. Okay, now let me show you how I personally like to use the 3MA to look at what are some of the better price to buy. Okay, so if you look at the 5-year chart, right, when I added the 3MA indicator, let's look at some of the historical pattern. Okay, so this was back in the COVID time. Okay, this was a COVID. Remember, there was a V drop and then there's a V-shaped recovery, right? So how do we use EMA? Is when it touches like different levels, it could be a very good way of supporting point, right? So that means when the price touch, for example, this line, when it touches this line, which is a red line, it starts to bounce. When it touches the red line, in fact, it poke through the red line, but eventually it bounce off, right? The same thing here. When it touches the red line, it bounce, it touches, it bounce. So this one is the 200 EMA. So can everybody type 200 in the chat? Right? So once you got the 200 EMA, don't you agree? Wow, imagine if you are able to turn back in time, and if you want to buy, right, where would it be a better price to buy? Where would be a better price to buy? How many of you can see that actually the 200 EMA is a very good point to start buying? In fact, like buy more if you already started buying, right? So this will be a very, very good point. So right now, where are we? We are actually at the 50 EMA, the first line. So we are still some distance away from the 200 EMA. So you still kind of need to wait for the market to drop about 15% before the 200 EMA can be reached on the 5-year chart. So guys, so during this period of time, what should you be doing? Okay, so do you want to wait for the 15% drop, or if you want to wait, type yes. If you don't want to wait, type no in the chat. Yes or no? Okay, some of you say buy some. Some of you say no, I don't want to wait. Some of you say just DCA. Okay, some of you say sell puts. Okay, good. Okay, I can see some of you have a lot of experience, so you are all giving me very good answers. Okay, what is coffee? Coffee means like you drink coffee and then you wait. What do you do? Okay, so now for me, I will personally not wait until this before I start to take action. I will actually already be started buying. In fact, I've been buying for many years already. And right now, during a pullback time like this, I would start to buy more, right? So how do we know whether is it or when is a good time to buy more? Will be like the first level will be here, right? Because if you can see the 50 EMA, when it touches, this is 100 EMA, it bounce off, right? So right now, the 50 EMA is considered the weakest support, but still it's better than nothing, right? If I can buy at the 50 EMA, I already get a slight discount, which is about 10% off as compared to I bought it at the peak. So how many of you don't mind having about 10% discount? If you don't mind, can you type 10% in the chat, right? So right now, if you go to shopping mall, the mall is giving you some discounts. Not a lot, but better than nothing, right? There's a 10% off, 10% sale. Not bad, right? So this is why I would say this is a good time for you to start if you haven't get started yet. And later on, I will also show you how you can get started using Webull. But the whole idea is start now, right? And when do you want to buy more? You want to buy more when the price drop to where? When it dropped to the second level, which is the 100 EMA, right? The orange line will be the 100 EMA. So you just need to wait for another about 6 to 7% drop. That could be another great entry point as well. And then after that, last but not least, you wait for the 15% drop, another 15% drop. That will be a great third entry point, right? So the whole idea is you split your entry level into at least 3 tranches. Can everybody type 3 in the chat? Okay, can everybody type 3 in the chat? Good. Okay, so if you're wondering where is this indicator, it's very simple. You just search for it and search 3EMA, right? So you can find so many, just usually look for like Victor Gregor and you just click on this and you can adjust the setting to 50, 100, and 200, as simple as that, right? So now the thing is, like I said, even if right now, right, it's already a great time to buy, but how many of you also feel that sometimes, you have experienced that before, that it dropped until here, but then after that, it will start to inch up. That means the market will start to go up. How many of you experienced that before? If you experienced that before, can you type E in the chat? Yeah, exactly, right? So that is why the whole idea is, if we keep on waiting. Some of you said you wanted to wait just now, right? Some of you, if you keep on waiting, what if the market actually go up from here? Instead of going down, it actually went up. You will really like ask yourself, oh, how come I did not get started? So the whole idea is, don't try to time the market so much. Just start whenever and wherever you can. Okay, so can everybody type S in the chat? Okay, S stands for start. And the best way to starting your investment journey, it's trying not to time the market, okay? And what is a better way of safeguarding yourself from timing the market is actually let the system do their job. Okay, what do I mean is, using automation, you can already let the brokerage account, like for example, Webull, to automatically invest for you every single month without you timing the market. How many of you think that this will take the emotions out of you when it comes to investing? If it will help you to become more emotionally stable and more able to stick to your plan, can you type me in the chat? Yes, the whole idea is auto buying, right? Auto buying, don't time the market, let the system automatically do that for you. Okay, so now let me show you how you can do that. How many of you will want me to demonstrate that for you? Automatically buying without you timing the market. If you want me to show you, can type me in the chat. Good. All right. So now, the whole idea why we also want to do auto buy-in like this is because, right, this is not my personal advice. This is advice from Warren Buffett. Okay, let me show you what is his advice. For those who have been investing, you know that Warren Buffett has been repeatedly encourage investors like you and me to just do something really simple, right? He said, if you invested in a very low cost index fund where you don't put your money all at once, but average in over 10 years time, you will do better than 90% of the people who start investing at the same time, right? So the whole idea is, regardless whether the market go up, go down, you don't care. You just automatically, every single month, let the automation from Weibo do the job for you. And you just consistently do that, repeat, and repeat, months after month, years after years. You are going to outperform 90% of the investor. How many of you love that? If you love that, right, can you type A in the chat? A stands for automation. And today, we are all going to set up this automation for yourself, okay, so that you are going to do 90% better than most investors out there, right? So now, why is automation so important? Because many times we have experienced the drawback of timing the market, right? The downside of timing the market is either you never invest because you keep on waiting and waiting, but the market continues to go up, you start to hate yourself for not taking action earlier, or because you time the market, you actually end up selling. Right? How many of you can relate to what I say? If you relate to what I say, can you type R in the chat? Or maybe you have observed some of your friends telling you, hey, don't buy right now. I think you wait a little bit more. And in the end, when the market go up, your friend also never buy. Right? So experienced that before, right? So let me show you the cost of trying to time the market. If you try to time the market, right? Imagine you started investing in S&P 500, which is the low-cost index fund, right? You start with 10K. And you invest for about 20 years. If you never time the market, you just invest the whole time, your 10K can become $64,000. That is almost a 600% return. Pretty good, right? How many of you think this is pretty good? If you think it's pretty good, can you type good in the chat? Good? Pretty good, right? Without you doing anything, you just put inside S&P 500 and let it run, okay? But if you think that you are very good at timing the market, okay, oh, I can read the charts, I can see when to enter, when to exit. And what if you just miss 10 best days? Don't need to miss many days, just 10 days. 10 days, half of your profits disappear. Can you see the impact of trying to time the market? If you can see that, can you type me in the chat? Right, half, just by missing that 10 days. And if you miss 20 best day, 1/5 of your profits, 5 times of your profits is gone. Now we only left with $17,000. And if you keep on timing and timing, if you just miss the 60 days, for the 20 years, 20 times 365 days, you just miss 60 days of all these thousands of days, you actually lose money, right? Instead of become 64,000, right now your portfolio actually dropped from 10K to only left with $4,200, right? How many of you can see the importance of not timing the market right now? You can see that. Can you type me in the chat? Okay, so the whole idea is really don't time. And the best way to not time the market is to remove your emotions. And in order to do so, you just use the automation provided by Weibo, and it can help you to do that automatically, right? To me, that is really the best way to build wealth, right? Because you are emotionless and you keep staying invested the whole time. And most importantly, you actually continue to invest more and more and more, a bit more every single month. That's the whole idea. And the concept is pretty much similar to forced saving, right? Many of us have this habit, especially Asians, we love to save, right? How many of you love to save money? If you love to save, can you type save in the chat? Right? And maybe when you first started your working journey, some of the insurance policies might say, oh, you take it as, a forced saving for yourself, right? So you start to put maybe a few $100s into certain form of insurance, right? The concept is the same. But right now, instead of you putting your money in the insurance or putting your money in the bank, now you put inside the stock market. And the stock market using a very low cost index, that could be the S&P 500. And the return, who is going to outperform who? Okay, which one will give you the highest return, guys? Let me ask you. Based on historical return, if you invest, put your money in a bank versus you put your money in insurance product versus you put your money in the S&P 500, which one gives you the highest return? Put it in the chat from your experience so far. Okay, so all of you say stock market, all of you say S&P 500, right? Yeah, you said this, and it's not from me. You all agree, so I also agree. So that's why the best way to do it is actually do regular saving plan, RSP. Can everybody type RSP in the chat? And by RSPing, you are automatically force saving yourself and buying S&P 500 index every single time, right? And the frequency, you can set it every single month, every single week, or whichever time or day duration that you prefer, right? For me, I prefer every single month, okay, because it's just once a month, it's probably easier. Okay, so very simple. You just need to go to Webull. If you have, how many of you don't have a Webull account? If you don't have, you're new, can you type new in the chat? If you already have Webull, can you type Webull? If you already have it, then type Webull. Okay, so some of you are new. Okay, you can see many of you are new. Okay, some of you are already Webull user. Okay, great, fantastic. So many of you are new. Then make sure you stay all the way to the end because you really don't want to miss the additional promos that Webull and MoneySmart are giving right now. Okay. However, before that, I want to share with you how you can start taking advantage of this wonderful platform. I personally put a lot of money inside. As you can see, I have over $800,000 invested using Webull. I totally trust this platform, and that's why I'm willing to put that much money inside this brokerage account. And another thing that I like about Webull, it's very user-friendly. It's clean. Because it's clean, it makes my investing life easier. I don't need to look at too many things, right? Because I like to keep it simple. How many of you like to keep things simple? If you like to keep things simple, can type simple in the chat, right? So that's for myself. Even though there are many different brokerage accounts out there, I personally prefer Webull because of its clean interface, right? And the fees-wise, it's also very, very competitive. If I'm not wrong, I think it has one of the lowest fees in town, okay? And well, and every now and then they do give very good promotion. So I switched to Webull like about 2 years ago when they roll out a very attractive promotional campaign. So that's how I switched, right? And right now they are also rolling out another very good attractive promotion campaign, which I will share with you later on, right? So now, once you open an account, which later I'm going to show you how you can do that for those who are new, but if you already have it, you will see this, right? Once you open an account, you will see these regular saving plans right on the dashboard. You just have to click on it, right? You click on it, then you can select what is the ETFs or basically the index itself, S&P 500. There are different ETFs that tracks the index. You can select whichever ETF that you want to automatically invest in every single month so that to track the S&P 500 index. And historically, how many of you know what is the percentage that S&P 500 has been giving investors for the past 50 years? Anyone knows the number? Historically, past 50 years are 50. Every single year, roughly how much? How much percent? Yes, very good. Okay. In case some of you are still not very sure, okay, let me show you. Historically, this is the percentage return that you can get, all right, just by investing in a low-cost index like S&P 500, right? And since 1957, the historical return has been 10% until this year, right? So now a 10% return doesn't sound very fancy, like doesn't sound like a lot, right? But because when it comes to investing, we always want to combine with the power of time. Can everybody type time in the chat? As long as you have a power of time and with a 10% return, magic can happen. Okay, so let me quickly show you the overall picture first, so that later when we hands-on and practical, you will know exactly why you want to do this. Because the why, more often than not, is more important than the how, right? Because once you have the why, you will know you got to do the how. But if you only know the how, but you don't know the why, you will end up probably giving up. And I don't want you to give up because I want to show you the grand finale. If you just keep on doing this, right? Just 10%, just 10%. Let me show you this. Basically, that is my website, right? If you go to arigatoinvestor.com and then go to this tab called free tools, okay? Can everybody type free tools in the chat? Okay, just head over to free tools. And then after that, there are so many free tools for you to explore later on. You have time, you can do that, right? I want you to zoom into the first free tool, which is the Arigato Financial Freedom Calculators, right? You click on it, that's when you will start to see how this 10% will start to compound. And you can use that to project into your own financial freedom as well, right? How does that work? Now, let me just use a very conservative number. Start with $10,000. How many of you felt that 10K is quite reasonable? If you have been working for a couple of years, having a $10,000 investment as an initial amount is quite reasonable, right? If you think it's quite reasonable, can type 10K in the chat, okay? And of course, once again, if you felt that 10K is too much, you can always start with 1,000, doesn't matter, or even 100, it's also doable, okay? But I'm just going to use 10K as a demonstration first. So we start with 10K, and every single month, okay, monthly contribution, you want to keep doing it, right? I'm just going to use, like, let's say a $500 per month as a recurring contribution into the S&P 500. And expected S&P 500 return is actually about 10%, right? You've seen it already for the last 50 years, right? So 10% return, and my length of time, I'm just going to take in between, okay? 50 years might sound a little bit too long for you guys. Then maybe I can take like half of it. 30 years, okay? 30 years down the road, if you just keep on investing, start with 10K, every month 500, for 30 years, buying the S&P 500 index, what will happen to your portfolio? Okay, now let's click a calculation button. And you can see the chart below. I'm just going to scroll down, and I want you to just zoom in on this part, okay? I just want you to look at this. So, as you can see, right, the starting amount is your $10,000. It's the top blue line, very tiny and very thin. What is bigger than the thin line is the lower region where the total interest earned. So now this total interest earned is the amount of money that you made by investing in the S&P 500 for 30 years at 10% return. And your total contribution is the amount of money that you put in to invest. So guys, can you see something very interesting? Originally, your investment amount, which is the yellow one, almost occupy the entire thing, right? There's very little light blue at the bottom. But as time continues to increase, can you see the light blue actually grows bigger and bigger and faster, and eventually at the end of 30 years, right? Can you see majority of your portfolio comes from the compounding interest, right? And right now you can have close to $1 million from net profit alone. Can you see that? Right? So your total contribution right now, it's 180K. But from the 180K, you make close to $1 million. Well, some of you say, wow, How many of you are pretty mind blown by this? Okay, if you are pretty mind blown, right? Can you type S&P 500? As simple as that, nothing complicated. You just need to buy an ETF that tracks the S&P 500. And there are so many ETF that tracks the S&P 500, right? There's no one and only. There's so many different that you can choose from as well. But I hope that you can see the power of just investing in the S&P 500. And the best way is to do RSP. Using the regular saving plan, just automatically invest. That's how you don't disrupt the plan. And that's how your millions will come to you. How many of you would love that? If you love that, can you type me in the chat? Okay, do you love your millions coming to you without you trying to worry about the market, without you timing the market? Nothing. Okay, it comes to you so peacefully. Exactly, right? So now let me show you from my mobile phone. I log in from my Webull here, and how you can do that regular saving plans. Okay, I'm going to share screen from my phone. So, okay, so right now this is a demonstration. Hold on, am I sharing screen? Okay, can everybody type demo? Okay, this is a demo, demo. So, so when I'm doing demonstration, then obviously I will be showing what is something that I personally do. So you want to make sure you understand the whole thought process, but please do not just copy for the sake of copying. You want to make sure you understand what I am doing as well. Okay, so then after that, okay, as you can see, right, you can, okay, so this is the watch list tab. Okay, I need to go to my, this is so-called the home page. So when I go to the center button, there's a blue, right? That is the home page. You will see your own entire account. So what you want to do is, there is this button called regular saving plans, right? Very simple. You just click on it. Can everybody type RSP in the chat? So once you click on RSP, you will see that there are so many things that you can choose to go for forced saving every single month, right? But that forced saving is basically you investing it and you buying into it. So you can buy, can you see? Like over here, okay, you can scroll down a little bit. There's so many things. If you want to do dollar cost averaging into stocks, you can do based on popular stocks as well, right? And of course, there are some additional resources that you can search. But let me show you one of my favorite index, with favorite ETF that you can track the index is, one example is just VOO, right? VOO is, you can see Vanguard S&P 500 ETF, right? So you can click on it and you can start with how much? Minimum is as low as 10 Singapore dollar, which is about $5 US. You can start your regular saving plan, right? So you can start with $10. And you can link it to your own bank account, or if you have money inside Webull, you can also use your Webull money inside. Basically, you funded your account into Webull, and then you do your currency conversion from Singapore dollar or other currency into US dollar. Then you can just directly use the US dollar that you have from your own Webull account, right? So this is my preferred way of doing it, rather than keep on linking to my bank every single time, right? So let's say I want to invest $10 every single week, every single 2 weeks, every single month, or even every single day. It's really up to you. However, I feel that every single day is a little bit too much, right? You might as well just do it like once every month. I think it will be a more optimal frequency, right? So I personally would choose every month. It's up to you. And let's say when I choose every month, I can also choose a date, right? So if you have certain auspicious dates like, lucky 7, or then you can choose every 7 of the month, right? So what is your favorite number, guys? Can you put it in the chat? What is your favorite number? 7.7. 7.7. Okay, 1 and 1. Okay, so some of you is 1, some of you is 2. Okay, so it's up to you, right? So you can choose whichever number that you want to do, and then you just click next. Right? So you can invest $10, you can choose to invest $100, you can choose to invest $1,000. It's completely up to you. Okay, that is a flexibility. And then after that, you just need to click next, right? and they will tell you, oh, do you want to confirm this? Every single month you want to invest this amount, and the date is 7. Once you confirm, you just click confirm, and that's it. How many of you think that this is pretty simple? If this is simple for you, can you type S in the chat? Very simple, right? You just need to do it once. Okay, the beautiful thing about this is it's only one-time effort. Okay, you click a few buttons, you do it once, and it set it for you for the rest of your life, technically, right? As long as you keep on having certain amount of money inside your Weibo account, then it will automatically invest it for you without you trying to time the market. And it has been proven very, very effective again and again across so many different years, regardless of market direction, right? So that is the first thing I want to share. All right, how many of you are clear about this? Yes, no sweat, so simple, right? If you're clear, can you type C in the chat? Good. Now, after that, let me show you one more thing, right? So some of you are thinking, then Chloe, then how do I seize the opportunities better right now? As you can see, right, if you still remember, based on the market data that we have analyzed so far, you know that the market is right now giving you better opportunities as compared to the last time, right? Because it has dropped about 10%. So we all agree this is a better time to start investing versus you buy it at all-time high, correct? So now, so apart from doing regular saving plan, which is the amount that you're comfortable investing in regardless, that one you just set aside, that's it. But timing like this, you might want to consider just taking slightly more action. That means you fire a little bit more rather than just the regular saving plan, right? So that's where the combination of power comes in. If you understand where I'm coming from, can you type C in the chat? Okay, C stands for combination. That means you don't just want to do ISP. On top of that, on top of setting up ISP, you want to combine it with really you buying more as compared to the usual time. If it's usual time like this, like all-time high, you do not want to buy more. But a better time like this is where you might want to consider buying slightly more as compared to regular time, right? So if I go back to my Weibo again, and how can you buy more? Okay, very simple. I'm just using once again. Let's say I'm using VOO as an example once again, as simple as that. Okay, let me just share screen from here. Now, of course, this is not a recommendation. You can choose whatever things that you want to do, but I'm just sharing VOO because that is one of the ETF that comes to the top of the mind when it comes to tracking the S&P 500 index, right? So right now, because we agree that the market is giving us, hey, how come my phone is like moving so much? This one. Okay, great. Okay, so okay, so let's say you don't want to buy VOO. Another one is SPY, right? SPY basically is another ETF that tracks the S&P 500. Okay, let's use SPY as an example. So using SPY, you can immediately buy it from the market, right? When the market open, all you need to do is go to trade. Can you see there's a trade button at the left-hand corner? If you can see that, can you type trade in the chat? Yeah, so some of you asking SPRG, yeah, you can do that as well. Basically, that it's another ETF that's pretty similar. Okay, so let's say when you click trade, right? Can you see it's very clean? I like the interface, it's very simple, right? And they will ask you, oh, what do you want to buy? What do you want to do? You want to buy, you want to sell, you want to short? But basically, in this case, we are seizing it as an opportunity. We want to buy it, right? So we buy it, and then the order type, you just put it as limit order. Limit order means like you buy it at the price that you want. So you can adjust the price a little bit. If you think that, hey, actually right now the market, it's can you see the price is fluctuating a little bit? This is pre-market. They are already like kind of fluctuating. I will usually just take something that is like in between, right? So I will go for the, let's say a big price, right? So the quantity, the good thing about this is you can choose one share, which is about $500 over. You can also choose 1/4 of the share. Hey, sorry, this is 28, not correct. Okay, so if I want to do fractional share, how many of you have heard of fractional share before? If you have heard of fractional share, can you type F in the chat? Fractional share means you don't need to buy one whole share. You can buy whichever amount that you want. You can buy $200. Even though this share is cost $500, right? You can choose to just buy $200. So that is the beauty of Webull, which allow you to do fractional share. So let's say I go to fractional share, I must go to market order. Can everybody type market order? So a market, okay? So you must click market, and this is where you can choose the amount of shares that you want to buy. Then this is where I can choose like, let's say 0.5, right? So this is half of a share, or I can choose 0.2, right? 0.2 of the shares also can. So with 0.2, let's say, for example, you can see that the estimated cost is $113. Because instead of buying the whole share, which is $500 over dollar, right now I'm only buying 0.2, and that's why the estimated cost involved is only $113, and my transaction fees is about 56 cents, which I think is very, very reasonable. It's one of the cheapest in town, right? And then after that, you just click buy, and they will tell you, oh, this order, are you sure with it? Then you just confirm. Okay, so this is the beauty of fractional share. And the most important thing is if you want to seize the market situation, okay, then you can increase the number of shares. You can choose to buy, instead of one share, maybe you can buy like 5.5 shares. It's really up to you, right? Whichever amount that you're comfortable with that is suitable for your portfolio, all right? So how many of you think that this is pretty useful? If this is useful, can you type U in the chat? So some of you ask, is it better to invest using your phone? I think whether you want to use desktop or phone, it really doesn't matter. The most important thing is you must be clear whether are you clicking the right button, right? Because once you know you are clicking the right button, whether you are driving Toyota, you know how to drive, whether you're driving Toyota or you're driving BMW, it's the same logic, right? So you just need to make sure you are clear. All right. So for me, I prefer using my phone nowadays because I don't do a lot of complicated things. My phone, keep it simple and clear, and I just do my investment through my phone instead. Okay, good. So now let's continue. So obviously, all right, apart from fractional shares, you can also choose to do options. Okay, how many of you know how to do options? If you know how to do options, type O. If you're completely new to options, type new. Okay, so some of you are new, some of you are existing options students, probably some of you learn from me as well, right? So many of you are new. So because today is not about options masterclass, if you can go to my website and join my 2-hour free masterclass, I actually share about options there as well. But today I'm just going to quickly show you, Webull can allow you to do options fairly easily as well. Okay, so once I click using, for example, SPY, once again, as a demonstration. Now, instead of going to the trade button, there's this button called options. Can everybody type options, right? There's only blue and green, right? As simple as that. So then I'm clicking the green button, which is options, right? So when I go to options, this is where there are different option chain that you can choose from. I can choose like, can you see there are different dates for me to choose from? Very simple. I like it, the part that it has the numbers, how many days right away, like 120 days. That means this option has 120 days left, right? Then 1002 days left. It's very clear. I don't even need to calculate myself. Some brokerage platforms don't have the dates. I need to go and think, wow, how long does it take for the options to expire? And I really don't like that. I like this. It's very clear. It's very simple. I right away can tell when is the expiry date, right? So there's these put options, there's call option. You can switch very easily, right, between different option chain, and then you can start to do whichever that you want. You want to sell options, you want to buy options. Most importantly is you need to understand why are you doing that, right? If you don't understand, go and learn first, okay? Don't anyhow do options because you want to make sure you understand the fundamentals, okay? So that's how you can use Webull in many different ways, and I think it's very clean, okay? How many of you felt that this platform is pretty clean and easy to use? If it's easy for you to understand, can you type E in the chat? Pretty easy, right? And that's why I like to use Weibo. I've been using that for 2 years plus, and I really like it. Okay, so that's why, okay, it's almost an hour mark. So before I break out into Q&A, right, I just want to quickly share with you a little bit more about the promotion that is ongoing today from Weibo and Money Smart. And I felt that this is something that it's very useful. I wish if today I start investing, I have no brokerage account, or even if I have my brokerage account set up, I might even want to consider this promotion as well. Okay, so now, firstly, let me share with you, well, this promotion is brought to you by Money Smart together with Weibo. And if you're wondering what is Money Smart, okay, it's a platform, it's a company that helps you to compare various personal finance products on the market, right? Firstly, it's regulated and licensed by MAS, so it's definitely safe. It's been around for many, many years already. And then secondly, right, apart from brokerage platform like Weibo, right, you can also have credit card. You can compare different credit card available on the market and decide which one is best for yourself. There are also different insurance comparison. So basically, it really gives consumer, I think, a very quick way of gauging which one is the best product for them. So it really helps you to save a lot of time. So that's why today Money Smart and is teaming up together with Weibo to share with you this amazing deal, right? What is this amazing deal? It's if you are completely new to Weibo, this is where you can seize the opportunity where you can potentially get a free gadgets that you're seeing it right now in the screenshot. Okay, so for example, let me share with you the first promotion is if you deposit USD 10K, all you need to do is hold for 60 days. Can everybody type hold? Okay, this one is you hold and you don't need to do anything. Don't need to do anything. You just hold for 60 days. You will also get $300 cash. Sing, okay, Sing $300 via PayNow, okay, directly deposited into your bank account. So if you compare, if you see the return on your investment, right? So let me give you a quick calculation. What is your return on your investment by just doing this for 60 days only? 60 days. So technically, 10,000 US is about 13,800. 13,800 in terms of SGD. So I'm using calculator. So I'm making how much? I'm making 300 Sing, right? Okay. So 300 Sing divide by 13,300, which is the equivalent of 10K US, right? So this is the amount that I will get times 100%. So guys, I am making about 2.2% in 2 months' time. How many of you think that is not too bad? Okay, if you think it's not too bad, can you type me in the chat? I think it's really good, right? It's definitely better than putting that 10K US into a bank, right? Because bank is not going to give you a 2.2% return in just 2 months' time, right? So this is like sure win, okay? Sure win. This one, as long as you hold for 60 days, that's it, okay? Now, if you want to unlock additional bonuses, that's where some additional perks that you can unlock is when you start to take some form of action, okay? So what kind of action is, as long as you execute 7 buy trades, okay, can everybody type 7 in the chat? So 7 buy trades, what can you do? I already shared with you just now, right? You can consider doing your RSP. You set up your RSP. You set it to be like, for example, tomorrow is the date you execute it. That is already 1 buy trade. And if you want to quickly fulfill your 7 buy trade, you just need to make sure every single day you go and buy a little bit. And you can buy fractional shares. Remember, you don't need to go and buy 1 share, 100 share, 10 share, don't need. You can even just buy 0.5 shares, 0.2 shares. That is also a buy trade. Okay, I'm giving you a trick. How many of you understand where is the hack coming from? If you understand, can you type hack in the chat? So this is a hack for you to easily fulfill 7 buy trade without having to fork out a lot of cash to buy a lot of things, right? Because you can use fractional shares, right? As simple as that. And all you need to do is 0.1 also can, all right? So now, by fulfilling 7 buy trade and you have 10K deposited and then you hold for 60 days, right? So within this 60 days period, you want to make sure you also fulfill your 7 buy trade. You can do whatever things I shared with you just now. And because of that, you will get to unlock additional bonuses. Firstly, a $550 Sing dollar cash. If you love cash, then this is the best. So technically, your $10,000 right now is not just making you $300, it's making you grand total $850. So if I do that quick ROI calculation, $850 right now, divide by 13,300, right? $850 divide by 13,500, okay, which is about 10K US. Okay, what is your ROI times 100%? Guys, look at this, look at this. You are making a 6.3% return just by ISPing into something that is so safe and steady in the long run. Okay, how many of you think this good? Is it good? Good or good? If it's good, can you type good in the chat? But it says all. Okay, some of you are very sharp. Okay, let me show you. Okay, good, very good. So some of you are very good at reading terms and conditions, which I like it. Okay, so now that's why, okay, later on, I'm going to bring in the spokesperson from Money Smart to double confirm and clarify everything in case my understanding could be wrong. Okay, so I will clarify on this. But the thing is, okay, even if I'm wrong, $550 is still better than $300, right? And let's say you don't want a $550, you can also choose to get a free iPad. And the iPad, it's already worth about $500. So if you're thinking about buying an iPad, right now you don't have to do that because all you do is fulfill this 7 buy trade and then you will be unlocking this new iPad for you. Okay, is it for new or existing users? Okay, so later on, when I bring in a Money Smart spokesperson, okay, she's going to go through more. I love all the questions, just keep coming in. Now, on top of that, right, there's also weekly bonus giveaway where as long as you register for Weibo account, they will every single week give lucky draw. Okay, and this lucky draw will either give you a free iPhone 16, which is worth $949, or an Apple Watch, which is worth close to $600. So every single week, they will have this lucky draw available, and you might just be one of the lucky winner. So of course, right, there's certain time duration to this campaign. So can everybody type E in the chat? Okay, E stands for end of the month, which is end of this month. So technically, you only have about 10 more days before you can grab all these bonuses. Now, firstly, before you guys have more questions, okay, this is the QR code to scan if you are completely new to Weibo or you have other brokerage account but you want to consider getting all these offers, you should also scan as well. Okay, once you scan, you use your mobile phone, scan this QR code, you will go to this page, right? But I want to bring up Esther, right, who is also the spokesperson from Money Smart. She has been working very hard to get this deal to share with all of you. And that's why I want to bring her up so that we can all answer additional questions together to help you clarify all these bonus offers as well. Okay, so can everybody type CCC, clap for Esther? Let me add spotlight for Esther. And Esther, are you able to unmute yourself? Yes, I can see you right now.
Yes. Hello.
Okay.
Hi, Chloe. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right. So everybody clap for you. Thank you so much for being here. I know like you are actually taking care of your kids, but like Esther is like very on. She really want to make sure she answer all of your questions. So now the first question that some of you are already asking is, Esther, is this for new or existing Weibo users?
It's for new users only. So you specifically have to sign up via the QR code. Then you will actually be eligible for these rewards. And when you sign up, of course, you have to meet these criteria indicated here. And after that, you have to fill up a claim form, which will be sent to you by Chloe after this webinar. So you have to fulfill these criteria, sign up via that link, fulfill this criteria, and fill up the claim form so that we have your details to send you the money.
So can I double check, is they must fulfill the criteria first before they submit the claim form, or actually the moment they sign up, they register, they funded 10K, they should already start filling up the form?
The latter, actually. So the moment you sign up, you know you're going to fulfill this criteria, fill up the claim form so that you don't forget. Then, of course,
Yep.
after that, you can eventually fulfill this criteria within the same month. Because otherwise, you may forget to fill up the claim form, and then we don't know, what are your details to send you this reward. Yeah.
Okay, so very importantly is there's a form link that I'll be sending out to you guys tomorrow via my newsletter and in my Telegram as well. So if you are, I'm pretty sure all of you guys are inside, right? Then you will be able to receive that link of the claim form. Can everybody type CF? Okay, CF stands for the claim form. It's very important because you should be filling up immediately once you register for your account. And one thing that I want Esther to clarify is when you say until 31st of March, is some of them might, because they hold for 60 days, right? The 60 days period would definitely cross beyond 31st of March. So is it still okay?
Yes, it's definitely okay as long as you have the USD 10K in before the 31st of March, or if you want to have the second criteria to have the $550 cash, make sure your 7 buy trades are executed before or on the 31st of March latest.
Okay, so thanks for clarifying this. So so that means they can either receive the 300 or the 550, so cannot be overlapping both, right?
Correct. So they are not stackable. So if you have the USD 10K and you hold it for 60 days, you'll receive 300. If you do deposit 10K, hold for 60 days, and you feel, this is a really good, after everything Chloe has shared, and you decide, oh yes, this is a really good market for me to start buying right now. I think it's a really good opportunity since everything is at a what was it, 10% discount, right? Yes, you will receive that $550 cash. It is not stackable. But you can choose $550 cash or smart points that you can redeem an iPad, or you can redeem other Apple products, or even Nespresso machines, other products on our reward store as well. So you can choose between these two.
Okay, so thanks for clarifying. I think some of you just now also aware that there's an or. Thanks for pointing that out as well. So once again, it's not stackable. So depends on what you want. If you just want the guaranteed $300 without you doing anything, then go for the option one. Put in 10K. Once you create your account, you go and fill out the claim form, and then you just want to make sure your 10K is inside. The 10K has to be in by 31st of March. Okay, so anything after 31st of March, then these bonus will not be given to you. You have to make sure you fund your account by 31st of March. How many of you are clear about this? If you are clear, can you type 31st March? You must fund it by 31st. And the actual amount to SGD is $13,500, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's either you directly fund US 10K or you fund 13,500 Singapore dollar and hold it for 60 days. And as long as you do that by 31st of March, and then 60 days later, you will be credited this $300 cash because you already submitted the form. So that is for number one. Yeah. And then for number two is you don't even need 60 days to complete. You just need to make sure you do that 7 buy trade. And a 7 buy trade can be fractional shares. And once you complete the 7 days buy trade, this one has to be within 31st March, correct?
Yes. Oh, but I have to correct that point there. So you still need to hold it for 60 days. You have to execute that 7 buy trades. So you need to deposit 10K, hold it for 60 days, execute 7 buy trades. It doesn't matter if the value drops or increases, as long as you don't withdraw the cash, it's still there. Yes.
Okay. Thanks for clarifying. So basically the 60 days, it's either one, but both of them have to fulfill. But the 7 buy trade will give you more leverage because it will give you 550, or you can choose an iPad. Okay.
Correct.
And on top of that, there will be bonus weekly giveaway as well. But in the meantime, okay, let me clarify some additional questions. So is this only available to Singaporeans? How about Malaysian?
As long as they have an employment pass or any working pass in Singapore, yeah, that is applicable for as well.
Okay, so it has to be situated and working in Singapore, regardless whether they are Singaporean or not, right?
Correct.
Okay, so hopefully that answers some of your questions as well. Okay, and then in the meantime, so Malaysian, if they are working in Malaysia as Malaysian, cannot.
Correct. If they don't have any work permits or passes in Singapore.
Okay, so everybody come to Singapore to work. All right. So another question from Seven Sniper is funded through PayNow or bank transfer?
I think either way works as long as the money arrives in your account.
Yeah. I funded Weibo and it's very, very fast. Usually I will do bank transfer. So whether you are using DBS or OCBC doesn't matter. You just want to make sure you follow through Weibo's instruction, where to deposit. Okay, later maybe I can demonstrate on that. Like you click on the deposit button, they will tell you exactly which bank account to deposit, and then you just transfer directly. And the recognition of the money is very fast. Usually, definitely within one day, they will already credit the amount to your account as long as you make sure you put in everything correctly. Yeah. Okay. So another question is, so Rachel asked a question that she actually has a Weibo but never deposit before. Then is she still considered a new user?
Yeah, unfortunately not. They have to sign up via the link provided. Yes,
Yeah.
then it's considered as a new user.
So maybe for Rachel, you can see whether if your account is not successfully open, you can actually use your account to see whether you can sign up again. If not, alternatively, right, you can also consider encouraging your family member to take this opportunity together with you and have their own Weibo account. So this is what I do as well for my family members. So everybody can get this deal. Okay. So now another thing is for the answering the $13,500 SGD question. Okay. So 10K USD. But if you don't want to fund in USD, you can choose to fund in SGD. And the SGD amount is 13,500. Can everybody put that in the chat? 13,500. So you just need to make sure as long as you hit 13,500, you satisfied criteria number one. And you hold for 60 days, the $300 come to you direct through PayNow. All right. And if you want to buy 7 transactions, that's where you will actually receive $550, right? Or you can also choose to get an iPad instead of receiving the cash, depending on what you want. Right. And all right. So Joel is asking the form. So the form is a claim form that I will send to you tomorrow. Today, all you need to do is if you want to grab all these bonus, you scan this QR code and register for your account, which is a Weibo account, right? So when you register, it should look like a landing page like this. Okay, so once you go into landing page, can you see this button called Get Rewards? You just click on the Get Rewards, and then you just fill in whatever information that you need. If you're working in Singapore, you will have SingPass, and SingPass will help you to speed up the process as well. And you just need to open your account, and that's it. Then tomorrow, look out for my Telegram or my newsletter messages because I will send you additional link with the claim form. And then make sure you go and fill up the claim form with your Weibo account ID, so that once they see that you actually fulfill all these criteria, 60 days later, they will release the cash to you, right? So automatically you will get additional $300 or $550, whichever things that you fulfill. Okay, so yes, the 10K can be used for the 7 trade, correct,
Yes,
Esther?
that's right. So they can use the amount for trades.
Very good. So now the thing is, as you can see right now, maybe the market is slightly more volatile. Some of you may be concerned that, I funded 10K USD. Then if I buy the buy trade, in the end, maybe the market continue to drop a little bit. Then maybe at the end of the 60 days, the 10K maybe become $9,000. It's possible because the market could be dropping, right? It's a little bit uncertain and a little bit volatile. But as long as you funded your original account with 10K, then it's okay. it doesn't matter whether the account drop or account increase, you will still get these bonuses. Am I correct, Esther?
That's right. As long as you do not withdraw the amount from your account, that
yeah.
would mean that you're holding the amount.
Yeah. So don't go and touch this 10K US dollar for the next 60 days. You can go and buy trade, but don't withdraw. As long as you don't withdraw, you will be eligible because you fulfill the criteria. And if it does drop from, let's say, 10K to 9K, you should be happier because this is the best time to buy more, isn't it? Like you're getting even greater discount right now. So I've been waiting for the longest time for the market to drop more. And right now I'm holding onto that amount of money, right? That you can see my Weibo also have that amount of money. I've been waiting for it to buy more. Okay, so let's pray for this opportunity to happen even more so that you can fully utilize your 10K in a way more effective manner. Right. So now, okay, another very good question from Kilo asking, is the buy trade in any market or only US market?
Any market is fine.
Okay, good. So it answers your question. You can choose to buy from like using Weibo. There are different markets that you can access as well. So you can do that. And by the way, for the 7 buy trades, then just to clarify, must the 7 buy trades be fulfilled by 31st of March?
Yes, they all have to be done within 31st March.
So even though they need to hold for 60 days, technically, to get this, but the buy trade, if they want to get the second criteria, they must buy within these 10 days, basically.
Within, yes, technically 10 days before the 31st. On the 31st March itself also can.
Okay.
If it's not a weekend.
Okay, so okay, so that's very clear. So if you want to get the 7 buy trade, you want to make sure every day you buy a little bit. So every day you also buy 0.1 fractional share, also can. Okay, doesn't matter. Remember, you can start with $10, right? Or you can even start with $5 US, right? So every day $5 US, 7 days. Yeah, technically you can also 1 day 7 buy trade also can. Or you 7 day, every day 1 buy trade, 7 days, $35. You also unlock this. So that is I think a very smart way of getting additional cash by using not a lot of money. Okay. Now, all right. So can we have multiple Weibo account? One person.
No, I don't think so. Yeah, this will be more of like a Weibo regulation, but I don't think so because it's actually tagged to your if I'm not wrong, it's actually tagged to your identity number.
Yeah,
So
cannot. Yeah. So one person can only have one brokerage account for, let's say, Weibo. Then I only have one Weibo account. So, but you can encourage your family member to also sign up for the account so that all of you guys will enjoy additional cash bonuses like this as well. And you can, if you know what to do, you can also execute the 7 buy trades for your family members' account so that all of you have more additional cash back. Okay, so I give you tips already. Now, another one, the account setup, is it immediately upon sign up? So Jenny, usually once you scan this QR code, you go through the process using SingPass, SingPass will help you to speed up the process a lot faster. And then after that, Weibo will most likely have a screen say, oh, great, thanks for all the information. We are processing the account right now. We will notify you via email once the account is verified. So basically, you just need to do the KYC, know your customer, know your client, backend checking. Once they are done, usually within the next 24 hours, your account will be approved. So the account opening process is very fast and seamless. And usually within 1 day, they definitely complete it. And then after, you just need to follow the procedure of depositing your money, which is 10K US or 13,500 SG. Then just put it there, right? Leave it for 60 days, you will get number 1. Or if you execute the 7 buy trades within the next 10 days, then you get number 2. Okay. Now, oh, okay, great. Okay, so some of you are asking, beside the QR code, any link? Thanks so much. Okay, let me give you the link immediately. Hold on. But great questions. In the meantime, Esther, if you're looking through the chat, maybe you can help to answer some of the questions that you think it's good to highlight.
Sure. Let me see. So USD 10K is in cash or stocks? Yes, correct. So as long as, if you deposit USD 10K in cash, and if you buy any stocks, as long as you do not withdraw the amount, you will be qualified for the rewards. And then I think there's another one that asks, are the deposits protected? They are regulated by MAS. So
Yep.
yes,
Yeah.
I would say it.
Yeah,
I would say
Weibo is
it's regulated.
regulated. Is
Yes.
regulated by MAS, and in fact, for MAS, due to the regulation, SPIC will have up to $200,000 of worth of protection, like 200 or 500K. I don't remember, but basically, definitely more than enough to cover your 10K. So your money will be safe. Okay, and I also put in the link inside the chat as well. Now let me just quickly open up how it looked like. If you use desktop, you will see this. Once you click on the link, basically, they will show you some additional things that, oh, by the way, for the first 31 day, remember your 7 buy trade? For me right now, because I already exceed way over the 31 days, so I need to pay for that little bit of commission, right? But for the 31 days, you don't have to pay for commission. So you can buy without paying any form of commission. So you're reducing your cost a lot. It's perfect, especially for those who want to buy fractional shares. Because when you buy fractional shares, your amount will be very little, right? You can start with $5, $10. But if you are paying a lot for the commission, then it doesn't make sense. But because for the first 31 days, it's commission free. So it's so easy for you to execute the 7 buy trade. Yeah. And then for the stock options, then but this one not very applicable because need to 100 contract. I think this one too difficult. So this one, forget it. Okay. Then for the SG stocks, it's commission free for 1 year as well. And on top of that, I think for Weibo, they also have their own reward. So the Weibo reward with Money Smart reward can be stackable, right?
That's right. You can stack Weibo and Money Smart rewards.
Yeah. So let's say some of you don't mind funding more money. Okay. For Money Smart, only 10K. Okay. As long as you hit the 10K, Money Smart will be able to give you all those rewards that we just mentioned. But let's say some of you want to fund more, let's say 100K. So if you deposit 100K, you will either get $400 worth of Apple. Of course, you need to make that 10 buy trades as well within the 30 days. Right? Or you can get $600 worth of option trading voucher. So see which one you want, right? So there will be some additional upgrade reward. Actually, this one also can. Upgraded
correct.
reward. Deposit 10K and make 5 buy trade. You get 200 Apple. And deposit 2K, make 3 buy trade. You will get $40. So guys, if you hit that 10K, right? Remember, you are not now depositing 10K for the Money Smart reward. On top of that, if you execute the 7 buy trade, right? Not only do you get the $550 of cash, you are also getting $200 worth of Apple shares. Isn't that good? Is it good? Guys, if you think it's good, right? Can you type good in the chat? Because $200 US to SGD, that is $267 plus the 550, right? That is almost close to $800, right? So you are getting about 800 SGD with your divide by 13,500. Your ROI, okay, so in this case, it's about 6%. Okay, it's not bad. It's pretty good. So you just need to make sure you go and fulfill that 7 buy trade, which is so easy to fulfill. You just buy commission free. And you get all this. And you get free Apple shares as well. Okay, how many of you will love free Apple shares? If you love free Apple shares, can you type free in chat? Okay, I love free shares because they always make more money in the end. Okay, so whatever shares that you get right now, you hold it, it make more money for you in the long run. Okay, so now, okay, going back here, am I sharing screen on the, why am I sharing screen on this? I want to share back on the slides in case some of you want to scan the QR code. Okay, there you go. All right. So does that apply to someone who is a Singaporean but not employed? I think so.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, as long as you manage to open an account.
As long as you are Singaporean, actually you will be all good,
Yes.
right? And but even though you're not Singaporean, but you happen to be working in Singapore, you can also unlock all these rewards. Yeah. Okay. So today only open need to fund account. Okay. So Leon, today you open, you need to wait for your account to be processed, which usually take about 1 day. So very likely your funding will only happen tomorrow. Okay. So all you need to do is make sure tomorrow, by the time your account is approved, fund it, following the instructions that Weibo is going to provide you. Okay. But later on, I'm just going to quickly share screen from my phone where to deposit as well. Okay. But today you just need to open. That's it. Okay. And tomorrow, wait for my instructions, which is the claim form, so that you can get all these rewards. And on top of that, go and fund your account. All right. So KK, the US buy trade should be the US market. Yeah, if you want to buy the US market fractional share, that's what I exactly shared just now, the BOO, S&P 500 index, you can buy whatever, right? But if you want to buy Singapore shares, also can, because it's commission free and it's also considered a buy trade. Okay, so it doesn't just limit to US, but also for other markets as well. All right. So Nancy is asking, so long as 10K US, it's in cash or stocks or combination within 60 days, we can qualify. Correct, Esther?
Yes, correct. So as long as you do not withdraw the amount, you'll qualify. And then, yeah, I think someone else is asking any form to submit. Yes, there's a claim form, which Chloe will send out tomorrow. The claim form will require your account number, your name, your mobile number, and your email. So practically just for us to reconcile your account number with your details, and also, of course, the details for us to pay now the amount to. So definitely we'll need to fill up the claim form.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Very good. Some of you, we can say approve in a few minutes. So you don't even need to wait for a day. Okay. So maybe his account already approved because he signed up and registered. And now he just need to make sure he fund the account. Okay. Can I only buy a stock in? Okay. So a question Richard is asking, can I buy and sell a stock in a day? Does this count as 7 trades?
No, so it has to be buy trades only. The sell won't be considered as one trade. If you buy 7 times, yes, but if you buy and sell, that is still considered as one buy trade only.
Okay, but you can technically do this if you really want to do that. Buy, sell, consider one trade. Then buy, sell again, consider one trade. So you do 7 times buy, sell. Technically, your portfolio is not moving, right? Because you buy, sell so quickly, right? In, out of the market so quickly. So technically, you are fulfilling the 7 buy trades, but you are not putting your money inside any position because you buy, sell so quickly. Can I say that, Esther?
Yes, correct. That's correct.
Yeah, so that's correct as well. So, guys, if you really don't want to hold on to the position, you can also follow what I said. You buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. And then within 1 day, you can also complete that 7 buy trade. Because remember, it's commission free. The first 30 days is literally commission free. So if you buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, also it's commission free. Okay, so but it's only after 30 days, it's about 56 cents. So every time that you buy a trade or you sell a trade, it's about 56 cents, which I think is still very, very reasonable. It's still cheaper than other brokerages platform available in the market as well. Most of them is cheaper than most of them. Okay, so now let me just go and if we deposit in money market fund, is it considered a trade? Which is money pool, money pool.
Money pool, no, it's not considered a trade.
Yeah, I guess so too. Okay, but good that you highlighted because what I have reached my good that you highlighted because money market funds could be a very good way for you to consider parting your money in a very, very safe way. I personally like to put all my spare cash inside Weibo through money market funds. So now let me just quickly share screen again for those who have additional questions like, oh, where to deposit, how to do currency exchange, what is money market fund, what is advantage of it. I'm just going to go through that. In the meantime, yeah, I can, so if you have any questions, feel free to ask it in the chat so that I can quickly clarify before we wrap up the webinar. Okay, but so far, has it been useful for you guys? If it has been useful, can you type U in the chat? Has it been useful? Now, the first thing is, right? So as you can see, right, I already shared about my regular saving plan. So if you go to menu, right, right now, just now I was in a bull icon in the middle, but right now I go all the way to the right-hand side. There's this menu icon. How many of you can see menu? If you can see menu, can you type menu in the chat? And once you go to menu, right, this is where you can see there are something that you can click, right? For example, more. You go and click more, okay? Repeat, go to menu, and there's this more button, okay? And once I click more, can you see there are so many things inside? Firstly, there is this deposit button. You click on the deposit, and they will ask you, what kind of deposit do you want to do? If you want to withdraw, it's also under the same category, right? So I click deposit. And this is where it will link it to my account, right? So I can do fast transfer via SGD, right? And this is where they will tell you which bank account to transfer to. Basically, this is Webull's bank account. You just want to make sure you follow everything, and then your account will be credited the amount that you deposited in. So remember, you want to deposit SGD is $13,500, okay? And then if you, after you deposit $13,500, you want to transfer into USD because you want to buy, sell US shares, right? So simply just click on currency exchange. And can you see that right now, okay, I can change from Sing dollar, let's say I have 10,000 Sing dollar, for example, okay, but I don't have, okay, it should be 13,500, okay? So 13,500 insufficient cash. Okay, but you can see, right? It's about 10K US. So once you do this, it will help you to automatically convert your Sing into US. And every single time that you buy, sell your trade, it will be using your USD inside Webull. And the currency conversion is actually pretty good. It's better than most banks out there. So I personally usually like to fund using SGD, and I will convert USD inside Webull account. Is this clear for you guys? If it's clear, can you type C in the chat? Right? So how do you find the deposit account? How do you convert your currency? Is this clear for everyone? Is that okay? Clear? Good. Now, the next thing some of you are asking, what were you asking just now? Some of you are asking about MMF, okay? Money market fund, right? So money market fund is actually here. Over here, where is it? Money Bull. Okay, how many of you can see Money Bull? Okay, under Money Bull, under trading, right? Trading, Money Bull. Basically, Money Bull gives you certain amount of interest, and this interest is also better than banks. Can you see my 7-day yield? Okay, my 7-day yield is 4.2%. Compared to the banks, it's probably only giving you less than 2%. So right now, the 7-day yield from the money market funds, it's 4.2%. And I think for my money market funds, how much do I see how much I make? Okay, I know there's certain buttons I can see, but I don't know how to see from here. But basically, for the money market fund fees, it's already calculated. So let's say they say they are going to give you 4.244%. The fees is already calculated inside. So you earn from whatever things that you see here. You can see my total P&L. Can you see every single day, I'm making a little bit of money. Can you see that? $3, $2, sometimes $13, sometimes like $12. So, but by me putting my spare cash into Webull money market funds, I have made about $605 in total. And I'm not putting a lot of money anyway. I'm only like, right now, I only have $27,000 inside, right? Because I'm just using this as a cushion in case whenever the market give me opportunity, I want to make sure I use this amount of cash to buy more, right? So I put certain amount of cash that's acting as float inside, and I will put it inside money market funds to give me interest while not using it, right? So this will be a very good way. And so I want to clarify with Esther on this is they put the money 10,000 US dollar inside the account. And if they don't want to buy, sell, they just want to put inside the account, hold for 60 days. If they put inside money market funds, will this be considered as well? Esther, do you know this?
I need to clarify actually, but I believe it should be fine
I
because
believe
it's
it should
still
be.
within the account. Yes.
Yeah, I think so too. I believe it should be because as long as you put it inside Weibo, whichever that you use, you put it as cash or you put it inside money market fund, it's the same thing. Yeah, so yeah, but maybe Esther, when she clarify with me tomorrow during my newsletter, I will be able to share with you guys as well. But I think very likely it should be. Okay, so yep. So what I was saying is just now, right? A very good way to hack that 7 trades is very simple. You just buy using fractional shares, 0.1 shares, for example, right? Like let's say I want to buy SPY, which is the S&P 500 index, and I do trade. I click on the trade. I don't do limit. I do market order, and I can buy 0. Let's say 1 share. 0.1 share, which is about $57. Can I do 0.01 share? Double check. Hey guys, I can even do 0.01 share. Can you see that? Right? So technically, I just need about $6 to initiate my trade, right? And then because your first 30 days, a transaction fee is free. So you don't even need to pay the 56 cents. So you just buy $6.20 one time, second time, 3 times, fourth time, until 7 times. So technically, 7 times 6, how much is that? 52, right? Is it correct? Is my math correct? Yeah, basically you spend about $52 or about $50, you already fulfilled that 7 buy trade within 1 day. How many of you can see that? Okay, if you can see that, can you type me in the chat? Okay, I'm giving you the biggest hack to get your $550 in a very, very simple and stress-free way. And it's very, very safe. Okay, you can see that, yeah? Okay, if you can see that, can you type yes in the chat? Okay, I want to make sure everybody get it. Okay, you can buy 0.01 share. Can you see this? Right? And if you really want to, you can sell them away after buying all 7. You can sell. You already also fulfilled the buy trade. Is this clear for everyone? If this is clear for you, I want to make sure you get it. Can you type yes in the chat? Is this clear? So this is the best way to hack the algorithm. We always talk about hacking the algorithm, right? So this is the best way to hack the algorithm. And obviously, actually the most important thing is do use the platform. I think it's very useful. Okay, as much as I'm giving you all the hacks, I also wish that you can really use this to continue to grow your account, because I literally put $800,000 inside because I really find this platform very useful, right? And I think the fees wise, after 30 days, it's still very reasonable. It's regulated, and that's why I enjoy continue to grow my wealth from there. So don't just like fulfill 7 trades and you stop investing. Okay, no, it's not like that. The whole idea is this: long term, keep building and keep accumulating. Okay, how many of you agree with what I say? If you agree that you believe in the power of long-term investing, long-term consistently RSP, can you type LT in the chat? Okay, LT stands for long-term. That is the most important thing when it comes to investing, right? Because if you do that in the long run, your $1 million portfolio will come. And the $1 million as compared to this fractional few $100, this is just very little, right? It's a beginning, but at least it gives you certain boost for you to continue going, having more cash to fund your account even more, right? So I hope that clarified everyone's question. Okay, good. Okay, so any more questions before we wrap up? If not, can everybody type out like just one takeaway, one key thing that you learned from this webinar so far? Can you put it in the chat? Just one key takeaway. What would that be? Chloe, can you share how do you park your money inside the ISP again? Okay, later on. Okay, so KK for your takeaway is compounding. How about others? Okay, buy after analyzing when it's low. Very good. I love that, Shin. Okay, how about others? Fractional shares, exactly. Okay, you can do fractional share. You can even buy 0.01 share, okay? Start with as low as $5, right? WM said that investing and not trading. Very good. I love that. It's about long-term investing. And is this recorded? Thinking about long-term. Good. Okay. In fact, some of you are asking for the replay for the webinar. Yes, tomorrow I will be sending you the replay as well. So if you're wondering how do you find the ISP again, please watch back the replay because I will send out tomorrow in my newsletter. So in my newsletter, including replay as well as a claim form, remember, if you register an account, you want to make sure tomorrow go and submit your claim form, and so that you will not forget, right? Then automatically Money Smart will be crediting 300 or 550 or whichever you want additional bonuses, like Apple Watch and all this. You will potentially get more, right? Because the lucky draw only lasts for the next 2 weeks, okay, until 31st of March. So as long as you open your account like this, and you could be one of the lucky winner in the next 2 weeks to walk away, either is it an Apple Watch or a Apple iPhone. Okay, I wish I can win the Apple iPhone. Okay, so yeah, I wish everyone, if you're new users, all the best. If not, encourage your family members to seize this deal so that you can all earn together. Okay, that's awesome. Okay, so no more Lang Loi next time. Hey, have. Okay, you still have Lang Loi. Okay, and Lang Loi will always be here for you. Okay, so hope you guys learned a lot today. I'm so happy to see all of you guys here. Love all your energy and amazing support as always. And thank you, Esther, for being here as well. And looking forward to seeing you guys growing your wealth in a very, very peaceful way, just by ISPing, right? As simple as that. So I will see you in my next sharing, and wish everybody a good night and happy making money together. All right. Arigato. Thank you very much, everyone. See you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye. Bye. Good night.